Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Building a Nation with Polonia Warszawa. It's the day of the Champions League quarterfinals. The last 2 seasons in a row, we've got here, we've made it 3 out of 3, which is very good for progress, but we've always fallen short. We've actually managed to win, I think, a game in both of those ties, and then somehow screw it up, and we've got to try and find a way to not do that this time against Arsenal. Yeah, it could have been worse, but it also could have been a lot better. We're going to have our work cut out here getting past an English side. We have beaten Man City once before. I think we got a draw with Arsenal once, but it's been a while since we've played one, in fairness, in that kind of situation, so we'll have to see. I still think we can do it. We're on the page of the Ballon d'Or. Someone said they wanted to sort of see this, so here we go. So we had Harry Kane win it, Mbappe's, Neymar won it one year as well, as you would imagine. Not surprising, really, but surprising he only won it once. Mbappe won it again, Harry Kane, a couple of years for Lautaro Martinez in there. No regens getting in there just yet. Mbappe, and then Harry Kane. Was that Pietro Pellegrini? Yep. And then finally, a regen actually won it in Vale Jonkir, a Belgian that plays for PSG, who's been the bane of my existence for a while. And then back to Lautaro Martinez. Kurt Roos obviously in there too. Rafael Carunha for Arsenal. And then finally, another regen with Juan Jose winning it with the same players up there. So there you go. Now, we have had a youth intake, as you would imagine. You're seeing it on your screen right now. Frankly, I'm not going to complain, because I actually still think that the guy we've got is reasonably decent. He's just not on the level that we've had before, and that's fine. And here he is. This is Patrick Mallet. I think he's not bad, to be honest, still. Like, he's not 5-star potential. Fine. You know, we're not going to get that every season. But I actually think he's still all right. He's got 4-star potential. He's pretty decent still. 16 years old. He's decent, fairly aggressive, got decent passing, decent vision. He's a great dribbler. He's only 5'9", so he's quite diminutive. But I actually still think he's a reasonably good player, to be perfectly honest. So I'm pretty pleased with that. You know, it could have been a lot worse. Really pleased with that. But still no foreign players. God damn it. Right. Normally, in an episode like this, I would babble too much at the start, and then we'd end up having to condense things. And I don't really want to do that today against Arsenal. I want to show you as much as possible of this tie, so you get the full experience. So let's get into the off-camera games first. It's fair to say there's been quite a few of them. So getting into things. Away at Rakov, comfortable 3-0 victory. Pereira, Orozco, Saavedra, lovely old job. Then it was Legia, and the defensive side of things really does seem to have improved. A hat-trick from Blaise Lisic, one for Brian Gorosito, but then Blaise Lisic got himself sent off like a big nincompoop. Thankfully, it was no big deal, as we then thumped 4 past Wisła Krakow in the next game. Hat-trick this time for Ibrahima Pereira. He's starting to look a lot better. We could have had 5, but missed a penalty in there. Freitas also grabbed the goal, but Pereira looking really, really good. Then we finally conceded a goal in the league for the first time in ages, but still won the match 3-1. Triverio with a goal, Poirier with a goal, and Blaise Lisic grabbing another, before putting the hammer down on Katowice with a 3-1 victory there as well. Annoying to concede a goal, but what can you do? Restrepo grabbed one, Lisic grabbed one, and of course, Ibrahima Pereira grabbed one. He's got about a goal a game so far, so pretty impressed. Next up, it was Lech Poznan. They did miss a late penalty in this one, but it didn't matter. Pereira's goal and one from Carroll. And last but not least, a 4-0 thumping in the Cup semi-final. 2 for Zwigawa, 1 for Gorosito, and 1 for Valvela. Nice to see him getting in the squad and doing a pretty decent job, to be honest. All that leaves us 13 points clear now. Lech Poznan have completely wiped the floor with everybody else and are sitting comfortably second spot now. They're 13 points clear of third. They're going to be in the Champions League next year. It's anybody's guess who's going to get the other spots, in all honesty. I think GKS are probably going to get Championship group. In fact, they already qualified for it. Legia, despite being in the Champions League this season, didn't even get the Championship group in the league. Very disappointed for them, but they've got to do better than that. Gorosito with his 12 league goals, Poirier's up there, Lisic, Freitas with 7 assists, Iglesias with his 12 clean sheets. He's starting to overtake Francesca's, gotta say. We're at home first, which means we've got to somehow put down I feel we have to win the home leg. The only way we can really avoid that is if we were to somehow get a nil-nil draws in home legs aren't that bad if you feel like you could get a score draw away, which is always possible, but come on, you always want to win and ideally keep a clean sheet, you know? Like we did against Monaco, that was the perfect result, and we still nearly mucked that up. So it's Jurgen Klopp's Arsenal that we're actually playing against today. Let's do a quick pick, of course. We won't be playing this strategy today. That's way too aggressive. Pereira, of course, up top. Lisic, wait, no, we quick pick again. That's better. That was a little bit confusing there. Who do we want? Restrepo or Saavedra's injured? Oh, they're both injured, so it has to be Restrepo. Very useful here. Just as well we brought him in, really. Orozco Silva, Chabal probably, yeah, Poirier and Freitas. Iglesias I'm going to keep in with Albarracin. That's going to be the starting line. Now, I've had some people talk about how perhaps the complete forward works better with the attacking mentality that we play, and that's why we do better in the league with it. Now, obviously, the type of opponent certainly is an issue there too. And maybe we should try playing a deep line forward when we play on the positive approach. I certainly think that works in the league. And also, I think that people talked about the idea of having a fullback on support here to adjust things when we're playing against the stronger opponents, particularly in the away legs, because we do often get caught out here. And I do find that this spot here, no matter what team you are and your opponents get, I found that they're weak to this as well, which is why we always score these back post goals. It's always on this side that we seem to score them for the most part. But that's definitely an idea to try out for the second leg, perhaps. But on the bench, we're going to go with Idchak, Ivanov, Triverio, Zvigawa, Falvella, Carroll, and of course, Donny Waterberg, who he sounds like an actor. Like, if it's one pattern I've noticed is that teams that play this shape, we do seem to have a little bit of an issue against. Well, all right then. I would say we've really got nothing to lose, but I feel like the addition of Pereira has definitely given us, if nothing else, a different type of play when we need to play it, basically. That pace and power that he's got is something that we haven't really had before, and it does give us an option. Settling down pretty low-key first 15 minutes of the game as everyone's just working their way in. Restrepo, go on, back post. You know you're... Oh, dear. Now, what are you doing, Diego? Back post, Lisek is a very deep ball. He could dig across that, though. He hasn't. Pereira! Good save by Perekambi. I do wonder if opening the passing distance up might help us a little bit. Restrepo. Oh, he could have gone for it there. Gorosito's through. Pereira's in, and it's 1-0, and I think that's going to be offside, though. It is, definitely. And I feel like Gorosito should have taken that on. It's going to be offside. Yeah. I wish we... Yeah, it must be close, but Pereira just... Oh, no, he's offside. He makes a run. The defender steps out. It's a good finish, though, from Pereira. He's capable of putting them in. That's nice to see. Honestly, it was just good to see him getting into the position to have that shot. Gorosito. And he's... Oh! Hazel's ball. Oh, you've got to be joking. Champions Leagues and penalties, I swear to God, it's going to be a penalty. It's always a penalty. Wow, a penalty was given. What a huge surprise. I can't remember a single opportunity when that wasn't a penalty. They're always a penalty. Ellis steps up. And saved by Iglesias. My God. I'll tell you what. Right. We have this weird thing in Europe. We concede way more penalties than I believe we should be. But we also save way more penalties than I believe we should be. I would be interested in genuinely what our save percentage of penalties is. The average penalty is 78% of a goal, if I recall correctly. So it means a penalty should return a goal 78% of the time. And I believe our save percentage is way higher than that. Gorosito, maybe there's a breakaway for us. I think we need to up our passing range a little bit. But Gorosito's been given some space here. And he's... Oh, what a ball. Pereira's in. One-touch finish. Oh, no. If we did have to settle for a 0-0, I would still see that as a decent result because of what we can potentially do away from home. I don't want to do too much because I don't think we've actually been that bad. But I do just want to up the passing directness a tiny bit to allow Gorosito to try those passes. Because our two best chances of the game have both come from Gorosito finding Ibrahima Pereira. Once with a nice little ball through and then once with that lovely ball over the top. Like, that's where we're getting our opportunities, is those two linking up. So we need to make sure that we make most of it. Shabal. Shabal could get this, and there's a good opportunity if he could pick out someone at the back post. He does. Lisek, yes! Blaise Lisek, 1-0. He's the hero. He was the hero against Bayern Munich last season, and he's done it again today. They completely left him unmarked. Like, I think Arsenal thought they'd cleared the danger here, and it's a really weird header, but the fact that Shabal just takes a touch and picks out Lisek, the Arsenal defenders all miss it, and wonderful little volley at the back post from Blaise Lisek. His 17th goal of the season. What a lad. Right then. He's so dangerous when he gets the ball in these positions. Ball across. Pereira, good, really powerful header considering. Over the top, headed away. Orozco brought down again. Hazel. No! Mitchell Ellis with the equaliser for Arsenal. They've got better since they moved over to that other approach, annoyingly. We just couldn't clear our lines properly, and you know that the moment the headers start going like that, that's when you're about to concede a goal. It always seems to be the case. Albarracin gets caught out. It's a great strike from Ellis, but the goalkeeper should be saving that, shouldn't he? I mean, it's directly at him, practically. All right. It's disappointing. But, I mean, I can't really say they don't deserve it, but it's just frustrating. Don't let them go all the way through and score, for goodness sake. Arsenal did create the better of the chances in this game, albeit one of them was a penalty. Orozco's in. Blocked. Bottom corner, 2-1. Okay, so the concession of the goal is a problem for us, but Zviggy has scored again, and it is 2-1. The fact is, we're still beating Arsenal. We're proving once again that we're able to compete with these teams. This one's a bit unfortunate because I think their goalkeeper is on the floor thanks to Freitas' shot. Yeah, I say that. He gets up remarkably quickly there as Viggy pokes that home for 2-1. Come on, lads. I don't know if it's against the run of play or not. They had the two best chances of the game. Undeniable. But one of them was the penalty. And we had some really good opportunities in that match as well. Lisek and Zviggy, two hometown heroes, grabbing the goals again. Man of the match, Alberto Freitas, no surprises there. 2-1. It's a tenuous lead, but it's definitely a lead at least. We're going to try and be a bit more cautious in that second leg, try out some stuff, and see if we can't make ourselves more of a defensive compact unit. Come on, we are I can taste it. But that goal that they've scored is definitely my concern, because, yeah, they've got the away goal now, and we might have to score one ourselves, and that's concerning. Right, off-camera games, only one, I think. Back for the second leg in a minute. Oh, dear. Okay, so we had one game off camera, and the best way to describe this game would be, you know when people have a street fight, but nobody knows how to actually block a punch, so the person who wins is just the one who throws the most punches. That's what we had. 2 for Carroll, 1 for Waterberg, 1 for Garcia, a hat-trick for Federico Grandi, acting like the Grandi boy that he is, and even a goal for Thiago Veras, who came off the bench in this one. Managed to concede 4 times, though, so a bit of a weird one in all honesty. Bit for fun, though, for the fans, but I would hate for this to happen too often. So away from that weirdness, we've got a game to win, or at least not lose. Really, if we go to Arsenal and don't lose, we're through. That's literally how it is. Barca beats Leverkusen 7-3 on aggregate, and Atletico beat Inter 3-2. So it's 2 Spanish teams already through, and it looks like it could well be one more if Sociedad have their way. So it could well be the Spanpions League at this rate. So Arsenal actually have some injuries, as you can see, and Jan de Oliveira Cavalcanti is actually out for them as well. Not that he played against us in the first leg, so we'll see. This is the team. I actually played Serovic for that league game, which might explain our lack of defensive stability. Anyway, right, so we're moving over to this. And I'll do a quick pick, but I do want to make some changes before this. Although I make the changes, I think, once we get into the actual match. So Pereira, Lisic, Gorosito, Restrepo, Orozco, Silva, Albosin, Freitas, Poirier, Chibal, and Iglesias. Yeah, okay, that's the team I want. Zvig. Ooh, actually, I might try Grandi on the bench. No, we'll have both of them just in case. That'll make a decision on what we need at the time. So the bench is going to be Zvigawa, Ivanov, Triverio, Grandi, Falvela, Carroll, and Donny Waterberg. Right, so the changes I want to make when we get into it is we're going to make Pereira a deep line forward, but obviously going to move to cautious. I'm also going to make Chibal a fullback on support, so we've got more options in this side of the pitch, just to see. Let's make those tactical changes now. I do it in the match. I'm going to make maybe a third like another one, so that we can have this sort of stuff set up beforehand. That way the players have trained it a bit more. So, changes I want to make. He's going to be a deep line forward, still on attack, but just dropping a little bit deeper. We're on cautious, and the other change I want to make is to Chibal to make him into a standard fullback on support. So he's just slipped a little bit further back. Okay, so he's going to be crossing from deep, cross more often, shoot less often, and dribble more often. That's what we're going to have him do, basically. The idea is that he won't go as far forward because of the role change. Plus, if he's crossing from deep, he won't have to get as far forward to put crosses in for Pereira and whatnot, and Lisic. That's the theory. And he also won't get in the way of Restrepo by being both support. Right, all on the line here. We've got a 2-1 lead from the first leg. I'm gutted that we conceded the goal that we did, but we were lucky to only concede 1, really, when you think about the whole penalty situation. It's just going to be difficult. We'll have to see how the game starts panning out, really, before we can get an idea of whether this is working or not. Ericsson, well won. Here we go. Restrepo's got a bit of pace here. Pereira needs to be making the run, and this might be the deep line forward problem starting to come in. Lisic's in! Oh, Parakambi with a great stop, and Lisic has a great opportunity there inside 8 minutes. Problem we have, basically, is 1 goal for Arsenal kills this tie dead, and we're going to need to score. But we're doing our best so far. We've been really, really decent. Grosito's been getting the ball an awful lot, but he hasn't been able to do a great deal with it so far. Restrepo, it's deflected, but it's offside. Huge header, but it's going to come back to them, and this is where we could get caught. We're going to get caught here, you can feel it. Huge tackle. That's the kind of tackles we needed. Thank you. Lisic driving through them. Pereira's into the space. Can he slip it through for him? He's going to have to find Restrepo instead. Oh, wow. Lovely work from Blaise Lisic again. Bit more space here. Gorosito's driving at them. Good save from Parakambi. And again, we've probably been the better side today, amazingly. Pereira. Oh, for goodness sake. It's going to be a penalty. I don't believe it. It's so much penalties in Europe. My God, it's going to be a penalty. It's always a penalty. Outside the box. I forgot about that even being a prop. Oh my God, I forgot about that one. Usually, yes, right, yes. It's always a penalty if the decision is in the box. But if it's always on the edge, then it's never a penalty. Right, we've got away with that one a little bit though, Silva. If you could not do that again, that would be just great. Win it. Oh no. Ellis, Gross's ball. Hazel. Oh, over the bar. Arsenal looking a bit more threatening now. I feel like if we can win the ball... Oh my God, no, surely not. That has to be offside, surely. Defenders are feeling with offside. I think that has to be offside. Yes. Oh, that must have been close though. Oh, actually. Oh, okay. Apparently he's offside. Very, very cheeky. There was really no need for the overhead kick there. He's just flash. Oh no. They're going to get through us here. They're going to get through us. No. Saved by Iglesias. He's bailed us out there massively. 10 minutes to go. Still 0-0. They look like they've moved to more wing backs than full backs. Oh God, Cuisance, don't let him cut inside. Don't let any of these guys cut inside. Oh, I thought they'd scored that. I couldn't imagine how he was offside. Oh, he just makes the run a tiny bit too late there. And oh no, wait, it was Ellis. No, he was definitely offside. Please, not lots of stoppage time. Oh no, not a free kick, please. Blocked, blocked, blocked. Over the crossbar. Arsenal throwing everything at us. We're into stoppage time now. Just see this out. A 0-0 draw is certainly not an ideal result, but it gets us through, and that's all that really matters. Is Silva's just holding on to the ball. Yes! We've done it! We've got a 0-0 draw away at Arsenal, and it sends us through to the Champions League semi-finals. Great performance over 2 legs. We really have matched them punch for punch. Albarracin puts in a wonderful performance there, and we are through to the Champions League semi-finals. Come on! Huge. That is massive for us now. We're really announcing ourselves on the world stage, and that could give us a real chance at maybe sneaking up a spot in the European rankings. Come on! Draw in a minute. Okay, Champions League draw. Atletico, Barca, Schalke. At this point, it doesn't matter who we get. I'd prefer Atletico or Schalke, which means we're going to get Barca. Who could have thunk it? Well, that was 1 in 3 chance, but it always seemed to come out that way. Wait, I don't remember the last time we played Barca. I don't know if we even have. Point is, we're in a Champions League semi-final. I mean, I don't know what more we could ask for this year. What a performance. Next episode is going to be the semi-final against Barca. End of the day, I feel like we're going to have to beat the best in order to win this competition one day, so we might as well start by knocking out Barcelona. I think it's unlikely, but the point is it's still progress on previous seasons, and that's what really matters to me. So next episode is going to be Barca. We start off away from home, which is interesting, which means we've got that second leg at home. We might know a bit more about what we need to do. Some games off camera in there, some more in between. Come on, can we do it? I think it might be a bridge too far this season, but I just want to see how we do against Barca over 2 legs, because we've still never really embarrassed ourselves in one of these ties, so we'll have to see. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you have, I don't know how you couldn't have afraid. That is an insane performance over 2 legs. Drop a like on the video, that would be fantastic. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, that would be great. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.